Welcome back to Wave Listens Live. We've got an important segment coming your way right now. Cervices LLC Roofing, Gutters, and Siding, talking about the best time to get some of those roofing needs done. Dana Brown, the president, joining us here in studio. And Dana, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's talk first and foremost, for people that haven't used Cervices before, are just getting to know your company, all the great things that you all are able to provide.
Roofing, gutters, and siding. So this year has kept us very, very busy, much more so with storm damage than normal. As you know, we've had everything from record-breaking heat to record-breaking wind, record-breaking hail. We've had it all. Mother Nature has not been very nice to us in that regard.
And that's why it's good to have companies like Cervices, have folks like you on their side when these things pop up, which brings us to something that maybe damage isn't the reason you're calling. Maybe it's just time when it comes to your roof.
Yeah, so definitely we're still having a lot of calls coming in with folks that do have insurance claims that are at one point or another in the process, but sometimes it's just time. Sometimes your roof has lived its useful life and the granule loss is not able to protect the underlying surface, and it's just time to replace it. A lot of people think that summertime scorching heat, all of that kind of goes together, but that's really second best.
Really?
Really, when it's a little bit cooler, fall time, springtime, you know, highs in the low 80s to mid 70s during the day really give us a great seal, but as long as it doesn't get over into those 90s, it's a much safer install for the installers, which is always a top priority too. But also it gets you a good seal without having any of the damage to the new shingles. When it's so hot, it sticks to your boots.
Well, it's interesting as we're looking at some of the photos here. We're basically heading into that perfect time of year that if you've been waiting to get a new roof or get some of these things replaced, we're about to be in the perfect time to do it.
Definitely. Now, this photo that's showing right here is a roof that had just lived its good and useful life. It was just time for this friend to have an update. So we came in and got it down to bare wood, and we always want to make sure that all of the existing roofing is taken off so you can really inspect the wood underneath of it. It's one of the only times you ever get to see that surface, and make sure that you're not just covering up any existing problems. If there's any mold or mildew or any of that damage, it doesn't heal itself. And
that's one of the interesting things, because if you think about maybe you're new to your home and this is one of the things you wanted to get looked at, that's not something that's always going to show up in a home inspection either until you start getting underneath that and seeing what's really there.
You can only see the surface level, and so sometimes you have to take that surface level off.
Yep. And
yeah, so we went back on this one and installed, I love the color of these shingles. It's called Colonial Slate. It's Owens Corning Duration Line, and it's just a classic look that takes a house that had great bones and just needed a little do-over. Needed to keep the water on the outside and get a refresh in its look all at the same time.
It's so interesting, because I imagine that in the time you've been doing this, a lot of people probably have needed some of these services for a long time, or they're moving into an older home, because we have a lot of those here in the Louisville area. And the technologies have changed. The options are different. There are way more features that you could take advantage of now as opposed to maybe 30 years ago.
Definitely. And that has some excellent opportunities for a homeowner to really explore their creativity, but at the same time, it can be a little overwhelming. And so we definitely use technology to our benefit and try to partner with folks. We've got those 3D renderings that you can choose the color of shingles that are going to go on your actual house. So we take photographs of the house itself. It uploads into this 3D program, and you're able to really try it before you buy it, kind of thing, with something that covers so much surface area as siding or your roof or something like that.
Yeah, living in it every day. You have to see it every day. Might as well get what you like. Okay,
absolutely.
This second before and after we're going to show here, is this the one you guys did in Elizabethtown?
Yeah, so this house, again, it did actually have insurance, an insurance claim. So E-Town has been just pummeled with bad weather. It's gotten the brunt a little bit more than the Louisville area has, but we were able to come in and insurance partnered with us, gave it a nice fresh look. The homeowner's not going to have to worry about you know, any water coming into the house. Replaced all the flashings, replaced the shingles, of course, and they have a nice, beautiful outcome to it. Nice classic estate gray color that not only looks good, but they can rest well at night knowing that they're not going to have any water on the inside of their home.
It really is beautiful. I can't imagine what those moments are like for you and for the company when you're able to go in and help somebody with something that they had been nervous about probably for weeks, waiting on, you know, especially if it's a storm damage situation, not knowing how it's going to end up, and then to see those photos like that, it's got to be pretty powerful for you guys.
It is, and a lot of times we're able to work with folks through several different stages of a home transformation. You know, you always want to start at the bottom, or I mean at the top and work your way to the bottom. Jeez Louise. Start at the top and work your way down. So replacing the roof always is what's going to have to come first, because that's, you know, usually if you're having a leak, that's your problem area.
Right.
But once we get that taken care of, we can do things that'll transform the outside of the house. Like this picture right here, that house is beautiful.
Right.
Right? It's a gorgeous house. But the homeowner wanted to have the trim redone in black to make it really pop. And so we take pictures all the way around the house, so we've got these great before pictures to showcase several different angles. But then when you get to the after pictures, you can see two underneath there. See, look at the transformation of that house.
Yeah.
Just changing out. It doesn't have to be where all of the siding and all of the window wrap and all of
major,
this.
right.
You can get a lot of bang for your buck by just changing out the trim. It looks like a completely different house. It really modernized the curb appeal of that house. With just one element of it being replaced. And so we were very excited to see the look on the customer's face when that one was done.
I was going to say that's a really nice one. Okay, so we got about 30 seconds or so left with you. I want to make sure you give everyone a rundown where they can go for the information, how to get in touch with services, and just more info. Take a look at some of these a little closer.
Definitely. Call the office. It's 749-7663. It's 749-ROOF. But also check out all of our transformations on our Facebook page and our website. It's www.servicesllc.com. And on our Facebook page, you'll see those transformation photos as well as a whole bunch more. Maybe yours is next.
And maybe maybe seeing one of those give you some ideas and tell you, hey, today's the time, especially kids getting ready to go back to school. Maybe open up some time on the schedule.
Absolutely.
All right. Dana Brown, President of Services, thank you so much for being with us and sharing some of that expertise.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Stay with us here on Listens Live. A lot more coming your way. Taste of Louisville is back. We're going to be in the kitchen with them. Don't want to miss it. Stay with us.